Hi everyone. I'm hoping everybody can see and hear me okay. This is my first attempt at doing a video for my Pampered Chef audience, so hopefully this turns out okay. I decided to do a little meal for you using some of our Pampered Chef products. I decided today that we're going to do a pasta bake. This is something that I very much enjoy. I use it often during meal times. It's quick, it's easy, delicious. Can't get better than that. So, and it's usually stuff that I have found right in the house. We're going to start by browning some meat. So I have some hamburger here. Let's open that up. And I have my cast iron skillet already heated and ready to go. So I'm just going to throw that right on there. I love that sizzle. And with this I have our mix and chop, which is a handy product for cooking meat. And so I'm just going to let that sit right there for a minute. I'll give it a quick push on to just set the surface good for the meat, get that ready to brown a little bit. I'm going to leave that alone for a minute while it starts to brown up, and I'm going to grab my pasta. So we're going to use macaroni, and I try to make it a little bit faster and easier for myself. I don't want to make a bunch of mess on the stove, so I've decided that I'm going to make my pasta using our micro cooker. So this is the 3-quart micro cooker, and I will use that to make my pasta. So you just add in your pasta. I'm not really much of a measurer, I'm more of an eyeballer, so I add an amount that I think is okay. Put my pasta back. I'm just going to go fill it with water. I'll be right back. So I put some water in there. I fill it up about maybe that much over the noodles. I don't want to put too much or too little. If too little, it'll dry out, so we don't want dry noodles. And then I'm just going to use the quick, actually no, I don't want to use that. It has raw meat on it. I'm just going to use that to give it a quick stir. So this is one of our spoons that we offer in the set for our kitchen utensils. So once I've given that a quick stir, you put the lid right on. It comes with a boil over cover as well as vent holes. So you just put that on top right here and then lock it in place. There we go. And then I'm just going to shove that in the microwave right above here. You put that in for 5 minutes to start. After 5 minutes time, you want to give that a stir and then cook it for another 5 minutes. Give it another stir, see how it is. Depending on your preferred doneness, you can cook it for longer or stop after 10 minutes. I like to go for about 12 to 14. Really depends on what I'm cooking. I made spaghetti. 12 minutes was perfect for me. So it really just depends what you like to do. Okay, so this has browned a little bit here, so now I'm going to go ahead and give that a chop in a minute. This really breaks up the meat really well so that it cooks very evenly. And with our skillet, the nice thing too, and with all of our non-stick stainless steel products also, is that you can use even metal utensils if you want to, so you don't have to be stuck with just using plastic utensils or nylon. So I'm just going to put that off to the side, make sure all that meat's not up here. Perfect. We'll let that cook for a little bit longer. Get everything cooking real nice. Excellent. And while we're waiting for that to cook and for the microwave to do its thing, we're going to slice up some cheese. So we're just going to grab some cheese real quick. Okay. Oh, and actually, before I forget, while I'm cooking the meat, I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning. In our house, we like to use roasted garlic and peppers. We're not very adventurous when it comes to spice here, so this is the kind that my parents prefer, so this is what I'm going to be using. We have our adjustable measuring spoons, so it's great. It's got measurements right on it there for your 1/8 of a teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon, 3/4, and 1 teaspoon. So because we don't do a lot of spice in the house, I'm just going to set that to 1/4 teaspoon and bring that right into there and just sprinkle that right over the meat. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add a slight bit more just to make sure that we get some good coating, because there's a lot of noodles going in there, so we'll be okay with that. Perfect. So again, I'll let that sit and cook. And now on to grating the cheese. So for the cheese, you can really use whatever kind you like. For our purposes here, we use cheddar. I prefer medium, so that's what I cook with, but any cheese will do. It's really personal preference. So I'm going to take that, give that a quick slice with one of our paring knives, which slices that really easily. I love that. So just 2 chunks. Now, our grater, we have the adjustable coarse grater from Pampered Chef here, and it comes with the lid, which is locked down in place, with the handle, sorry, that's locked down in place, and then there's a lid on top of the grating surface, which is great because these are very, very sharp. So it's an awesome feature that they included that, so you can keep that in your cupboard, in your drawers, wherever, and you don't have to worry about cutting yourself in the event that you grab for it blindly, which, let's face it, if your drawers are anything like mine, it's hard to find stuff. It makes it a little easier and safer to have that like that. So to use the grater, first thing, you can slide right on and off. So, and the handle in the back is locked into place to keep it safe and secure for easy storage also, so that it folds flat. When you want to use it, if you're right-handed, you use your thumb on the handle right here and push down and push the handle in towards you, which releases it, and then you can use that where it's locked into place, or push it again and go all the way to flat, so you can have it like that. So it's really convenient that you have the options of which way you want to use it. So for our purposes today, I'm going to use it flat. It comes with 2 little feet here so that you can secure it against your surface. So I'm going to slide my cover off now. And it also includes the food slicer, or not slicer, sorry, the food holder. So that comes in 2 pieces. This slides right over the grater, like so. And then this piece here, there's little tines there. You can use that to stab at your cheese or your product there. Put that in, and then this slides right over, right over the top of the machine. And then it's just a matter of sliding it back and forth over your bowl to get the cheese. And then you push down to add a little bit more. And you don't have to give a lot of pressure. I don't have a lot of strength in my hands, so it's hard for me to push down hard on a lot of things. So this is great because you don't have to do that with this. Little bits there falling over. And I'm just going to take that one more time and put my cheese in again and go again. So very easy, very quick. Because they are so sharp, it does take very little effort to get this done. So overall, it's very quick and easy. So There we go. So now we have all of our cheese there in the bowl. And this is our mixing bowl. So it's great. It has the measurements right on the side. It can hold up to 8 cups. So that's wonderful. And we will put this aside now. So I have my cheese grated and ready to go. And now I'm just going to check on the meat here. Nice and dark. I like that. I like having meat, some little crispy bits and then some less crispy bits. So in good fun to cook. Sounds like the microwave is done here. So because my meat is now cooked up real quick, which took no time at all in the skillet, it makes very quick work of cooking up the meat. So that's perfect. Now I'm just going to slide that over so that that's off the main burner. And I'm just going to grab my noodles real quick. Excellent. So there's vent hoods here, vents on the micro cooker, just to be able to make sure that your pasta is safe, or that your fingers are safe rather when you're taking it out. And I'm just going to slide this top part off. Give that a quick stir. And take a second to have a look and see what it's like. Still not done. It's only been 5 minutes. So as I mentioned, take it in, stir it, and then put it back in for another 5 minutes. So we'll set that back in here. Oops. There. Lock that into place again. And we'll set that on for another 5 minutes. And I will be back with you in another 5 minutes time when that comes out of the microwave so that we can put it all together and get the meal started. All right, I'm back. I'm just noticing here the microwave is all finished, so I'm going to take that out and I'm going to use our mitts that we have. These mitts are great. They, no heat whatsoever, transfer onto your hands. So it's a wonderful way to grab items out of your microwave, out of your stove that might be hot, that you would risk burning yourself with. No worries with these on. So it's great. And they have great grips on them. Can you see that? They have really great grip options here so that it'll really hold on to your item for you well. You don't have to worry. So, great item. Okay, so our pasta's done. So now we can just release those, take that off, and then our little area here, you can take that off with a fork if you want or anything, but I don't mind the heat with my fingers. It usually doesn't burn, so I just take it off. I don't know if you can see the steam coming out of that, but nice and cooked and ready to go. And you can start using things right away. Now, if you want to drain the noodles, you can take the splatter screen off. And the little vent holes here actually double for a draining area. So you just set that back on, lock it back into place, go over to your sink and dump it over. I'm going to get that done, so just bear with me a moment while I do that. And so that's nice and easy to do. Takes care of everything for you. So you can drain off your noodles quickly and easily. It'll just be another minute before I'm back over there. There. And because your lid locks into place, there's nothing that goes over the edge. It all just comes out of your little holes. So we'll take that off and my pasta's ready to go. So nice and cooked. No sticking, no anything like that. Which is one thing I have to say I love about the micro cooker, because I hate cooking pasta on the stove. I always get it to stick, spaghetti especially. So this, no stick, no nothing. Put your water, leave it. You just have to stir it twice and you're done. So once after 5 minutes, once after the 10 minutes, and then however long you need. Stir it when you're finished. All easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's all ready to go there. And I've got my hamburger still sitting on the stove here ready to go. I'm going to put it all together now. So for the meat, all nice and brown there, I'm going to add my pasta right to that, or my pasta sauce rather, right to that, and get that going. Now, if you're like me and maybe don't have a little bit of, like, a lot of strength in your fingers and opening jars is hard, our handy jar opener makes this very, very easy. So there is, oh, perfect. There is an edge here that's got little teeth on it, and then this edge here is flat and straight. And so it's just a matter of sliding it on and giving it a turn, and it comes off easy. It's great. Now we use, obviously, Catelli, and I also use salsa to add a little bit extra too. So it's just a matter of same thing. Oh, giving me trouble. And flip off, and that works. I used it the other day for a container of sweet and sour sauce that the lid was basically glued on by the salsa, or by the sweet and sour sauce, so it works to take off no matter what you're like. So while I was away and I had you guys on hold there, I put my apron back on, or I put my apron on because I had forgotten to do it, and I'm getting into the area where I might be a little bit more messy, so I wanted to make sure I was all set and safe. So I'm just going to add my pasta sauce there. Perfect. Hi, back again. For some reason the recording stopped on me, so I'm just going to pick back up where I left off before it messed up. So anyway, I'm going to use the same spoon that I used for the pasta to mix that up, just so that I don't have to dirty too many utensils. And what I like to do is to mix my pasta sauce right up in the same container where I cook my meat, because it really helps to gain all the flavor from the meat and makes the sauce extra yummy. So I like to do that. And then once I have that all mixed up, oops, see, I'm glad I have the apron on. I'm making a mess everywhere already, which for me is rather normal. I am not the cleanest cook in the world, but I try real hard, so. And okay, so now what I'm going to do, I have that all mixed up, is I'm going to bring my pasta over from in my micro cooker, and I'm going to add the pasta sauce into the micro cooker just to mix it all up, because I find where it's tall on the edges, it makes it easy to mix everything all consistently, and it's really good that way. So now there's a bit of heft to the skillet, so I'm just going to take 2 hands to push that in here and make sure I get all that yummy flavor on my noodles. And I'm messy and loud. That's for anybody that knows me out there knows that that's par for the course with me. So and anyway, so now I'm just going to go ahead and mix all the pasta and the sauce together and the hamburger all together. And it's going to mix up real nice and easy in here. And what's nice too is when it comes time after that I wash this, it washes off super easy, super clean, and it makes really easy to clean up and set everything off together. So perfect. And now I have our rectangular baker, which I'm just going to hold up here, is a wonderful addition to the kitchen, which has some of the spaghetti sauce I just made a mess with. That's okay, it's all going to be going in the same into there anyway. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pour that right in. All the yumminess right into my baker. And when you're using the baker, you want to make sure that you're covering a significant area on it. So they don't recommend you use it if you're just going to be making something like, let's say, cookies. Not that you would do it on this one, but if you were making cookies and just having like 1 or 2 cookies in the thing, it's not enough surface area. So they recommend you put a lot in it. Won't be a problem for our meal tonight. This is nice and full. And so I'm just going to even that out a little bit. Excellent. And now we'll go ahead and use the cheese. I grated up a little bit more when I had you guys on pause a while ago. And this storage container is perfect. As I mentioned earlier, this is our batter bowl, which holds up to 8 cups. And it comes with a nice lid. So for cheese and things like that, you can cover that, put it in the fridge till you're ready to use it. It's perfect. It's a great addition also. And so the lid just comes right off. Perfect. And then I'll take that cheese and sprinkle it right over the top. Now, I don't know if there's anybody else there that loves cheese like me, but I love my cheese. So I like to put a nice healthy helping of cheese right on to my pasta. And then if I have any cheese left over, it's just a quick, but that doesn't really happen. But if there's ever any left over, it's just easy to, once it's all grated up like this, to put it in your fridge in a covered dish, and it'll keep for weeks. So it's perfect. But like I said, that around here doesn't happen. I love my cheese, and I like to use as much of it as I can. So perfect. So now that that's all ready to go, then I'm going to put that in the oven. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm just going to set that in, and because it is very warm in there, again, trusty mitts. We'll go ahead, shove that on, and I'm going to open the stove up. It looks so good. Excellent. Perfect. So now that's going to bake in the oven for probably about 10-15 minutes. Just to make sure the cheese gets all browned and soft, or not soft, but or brown, sorry, but to make sure that cooks up real nice. And then I like to throw it on broil for just about a minute or so, just to get that nice brown coating on the top. Makes for an extra yummy meal. And a little bit of crispiness on the top. It always adds extra flavor also. So that's pretty well it. I will stop the video here, but then I will post a picture in the group after of the meal, just so you guys can see what it turned out like. And I know you can't smell, but if we had smell-o-vision here, it smells amazing in the kitchen, and I can't wait to eat. And so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and happy cooking. Take care.